Hey everybody, it's Stork from Stork Plays Games, and today I'm going to teach you how to play the Tabletop Day exclusive from Renegade Games, Wonderland. So I do have an unboxing video on this. You can take a look at that to see what's in the box. Otherwise, let's get started on how to play. So here are our cards. The first thing we have is the Alice deck. As you'll notice, she's number 7. These cards have a white and blue. Hopefully you can see that white and blue border. But they are lighter. So 1 through 7 of the Alice deck. We have a 1 through 7 of the Red Queen deck. She is the number 7 of that, and she has a red and white border. We also have these 4 cards over here, which are an expansion that is added to the game automatically, and I'll go over those here at the end. So the first thing you do is decide who is going to be Alice and who's going to be the Red Queen. Once you do that, you take your deck, and let's say that we're going to be the Red Queen. We're going to decide, we're going to pick 3 cards that are going to go up the side. We're going to make a grid. Let me show you what this grid's going to look like. Just hypothetically. Grid will look like this. And we're going to fill cards in here. So let me pause here. I'll zoom out and get that set up to where we can see the grid. Alright, so Alice has secretly put out 3 cards face down. These are the points that we're going to go for. So as the Red Queen, I'm going to do the same thing. I want to decide what points do I want to go for. Now, whatever points I take out, unfortunately, is not cards that I can play. The cards that I play, you're going to try to get the highest number in columns and rows. So if I put a 7 over there, that's a 7 that I can't use anymore. But let's go ahead and maybe we can steal 7 points because that's a lot there. And then we'll keep some low cards over here as well. Down here with this one. The other thing to notice on these cards are there are some modifiers. There's the cake and there's the potion. The cake would double the card that is beside it. The potion, whichever it's pointing at, would negate that card and make it a 0. So we want to keep those in mind when we're placing our cards as well. So let's put a 3 over here. So now I know as the Red Queen I've got the 7, so I really want to win this row. I've got the 3, and I've got the 1, so that one's not important, but I don't know what Alice has. Alice has her deck, I have my deck. The Red Queen starts, and we will be going first. So the first thing I'll do is place a card. Let's place this 6 here. And I did it upside down so that way the cake will double this one. If it was placed up like this, the cake does not double that one. These are scores, they are set. Unless later on I'll show you what these do, and that could possibly change that. So, whoops, sorry, face up. And the 6. Then Alice would play. So Alice probably thinks I've got a lot going here, so she is either going to try to negate that, or she's still got her 7. She probably just wants to stop that 6 and make that a 0. So now this 6 is worth 0. Alice has got a 1. She's winning that row. I have got to win this row because that's a lot of points, and I know that I need that. So right now, all I would technically need to win it is a 2, but remember Alice can come behind here and add a cake to double that. So I don't want to necessarily risk it. And the only cards that I have with potion on the side is the 4. I could put that there, making that a 0, but then that leaves that open for her to just steal it. So let's go with the 4 here and hope that this is a good card as well. So that is a 0, that is a 0, this is a 4. So now I'm winning this row and this column. So now Alice would play. So Alice can tell that I really want to run that one. So right now she's going to play this 4, make that a 0. So now this one is completely dead. It is a 0. No one will win it, which is bad news for me. And not knowing what's going on, I'm going to play some retaliation and make that a 0, having me currently winning this one, but I did have to risk doubling this with cake. But I remember that this is a 1, so I'm not too worried about it. The problem is Alice throws down her 7, so this is now a 14 because of the cake. So she's winning both these with the 14. And I don't have a card left to negate that to make it a 0. So there's nothing I can do in this row or this column. So the only thing I can do at this point is put that there. That makes that a 10. I can flip this either way. Let's just go that way so I don't help her out, even though it's irrelevant because she's already won that. And so now Alice, knowing that she's won that and that, doesn't care. All she wants to do is that, which now doubles that again. But again, it's irrelevant because this is now a 0. So what we would do at this point is I'm going to pause and show you what these do. So every game you play, there's going to be one hole on the board. So what these do is, because the red queen always goes first, Alice gets to choose one of these before you even start the game. So before you start the game, Alice would choose which one she wants. So let me tell you what they do. So we'll start at the top here, the white rabbit. Swap the 2 edge cards from this row and column. So if Alice would, remember, she has to choose this before she starts. So before we lay these cards down, she has to choose this. So she won't know where this is going to be, but it helps her try to decide where to put that hole. Because let's say she had this one, she would have had the last play. She could have known which ones to switch or had an idea. So she places that here. This card and this card are going to swap, and that might change the dynamic of the game. So that's what the white rabbit does. The Tea Party, ignore the magic item effects of any one card chosen by Alice, above, below, to the right, to the left. So the best place for the Tea Party would be right there, because Alice could choose from any of these. But let's say that we were stuck with it there. Alice can choose to negate this one or this one. In this case, there are none to negate. So that wouldn't have been a good choice for Alice at that point. The next one is the Tugly Wood. The card of the highest rank in this row or column is doubled. So if this was here, at this point we'd flip all those over. The 7 would be doubled. If, let's say, the 7 wasn't here, and this was here. When we flip these over, we know our 7 is there. So the 7 here would be doubled. So the highest row or column could be doubled. That also includes the point cards. So this one can give you a lot of points if Alice can get it into the row of hers with a 7 and not have another 7 in that row or column. So that one's pretty important. And then finally, we have the maze. Oh, let me take one jump backwards to the woods. This is cumulative with the cake effects. So it would work with the cake effects. So if this one is been doubled twice, this would then double that yet again. So this one's going to be a ton of points. Well, not points, but a ton. it's a high number, which is going to guarantee that these two are won. And then the maze, the player with the lowest total value in his row or column scores the edge card points. So what that would do would reverse it to whoever has the lowest total. So if the maze was played here, that would be really bad for Alice, because now this card is a 2 and it would win here instead of that one, which is a high number. This card is a 0 and this card is a 0, and since the red queen has 0, red queen would win that one as well. So This one's a little crazy. You got to be pretty well prepared to do that. So remember, you pick these before you play your cards out, so both teams know which one is going to be played, but then Alice would choose, Alice would play it in the spot that is the end. And remember, since Alice goes last, she gets to basically always choose where that goes. So now what we would do is we would flip all these over and resolve our points. And since I did such a terrible job, we'll go this way. So Alice put a 3 here, I have 0, there's nobody gets that point. This one is 0, 2, and a bunch. So this one goes to Alice, so 5 points for Alice. This one is 0, 0, 2. So this one is 6 points for the Red Queen, which is nice. So right now, the Red Queen is winning 6 to 5 to Alice's 5. I'll put those up there. This row was all 0, 0, 0, and 0. This goes to nobody. This row is 0, 2, 4, so 6 to 0. So this card would go to Alice. So now Alice is in the lead. And then this one, as we know, went to Alice because of this. So that would go over there. So Alice would win. The Red Queen has 6, and the Alice has 9. Red Queen has 6, Alice has 9, and that is how you play Wonderland from Renegade Games. Again, it was a tabletop day exclusive, so get to your local game store because there's probably not a lot of them left. It also, as you saw in the unboxing, comes in with this cool bag, so you can take it as travel. The one thing I do recommend, which I think I did recommend in the unboxing, is sleeve them. The cards aren't super thick, so I definitely recommend sleeving these cards because it can get nicked up pretty quick. So thanks a lot for watching. Leave me a like, a comment, or subscribe to me on YouTube, or follow me on Instagram at Stork Plays Games. Thanks so much for watching.